for the review of this interesting headlines out of our dailies this morning. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, Charles, and good morning, Ngozi. Good morning, the world. We're here again today. It's a brand new day on Signature Morning. Charles, when you and Ngozi were trying to either hasten the month or shorten it, and you forgot the sickness is, if you want to cure the sickness, leave the symptom. I think it's just too much of hardship and hunger. Even when people talk from both sides of their mouth, they don't even know when the month is ending. The month has remained the same. February will be counting 1 to 28. In leap year, it can be 29. And if things are normal, which they hardly be these days because the hunger and hardship have resettled everything. So people don't even get confused. They don't know where the problem is coming from. But I know, because I saw it coming and I've been shouting about it. Just remove hunger and hardship. The month we run normal, nobody will know whether it's longer or shorter. That's by the way. So welcome. And OBJ is interested in debt relief for African countries.
Mm-hmm.
During his time with our dear daughter, the daughter that we are well pleased, Konjo Iweala, they were able to get the world. Okay, it was during Goodluck Jonathan. They get the world to get relief. But I'm surprised that OBJ at this point is calling for relief for African countries. And if you are a man and you're carrying a baby and fire drops, on you and the baby, I suppose you should first, push out the one that dropped on you before that of the baby.
Mm-hmm.
That's the human thing.
But that's human. We are talking about relief of the debt for Nigeria, and OBJ is calling for African countries. It's not too much to ask for. If you get a Nigerian debt relieved, you start from there and say, thank you. I can see you done then, but I'm only at twist. Can you do it for Ghana? Then the relief for Ghana. Then we move on to Liberia or Sierra Leone or Ivory Coast, and then along the line. So my father told me that is juju, that you don't actually want it to actually work, that you ask the client to go and bring the intestine of sese fly. You know what danda is? Ant, the tiniest ant. So somebody come for you to make medicine. If you were a native doctor coming from Anambra, either as a DB or as a wine. And he said, go and get me the intestine of an ant so that I'll use it to do juju for you. To ask for a comprehensive debt relief for African countries. Who, even are you go listen to that. So I think OBJ should begin to write letters, because he writes a lot of letters to all the people who were owing as Africans. He will write first letter, say, forgive Nigeria their debt. After that one, when he settles, he write them another letter, say, forgive Ghana. But this is a general thing. Might be difficult. PMS and new pump price and the Southeast.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it yesterday or 2 days ago when you read out the prices. I think in Southeast, the Dangote is saying, and I said, is this the same country? Mm-hmm. But then there'll be no distraction when we begin to talk about if it's 820 naira in Lagos that I'm contesting. I said no. Make it 500 naira in Lagos. Let it remain 900 here or 1,000. It's my dog and another dog fighting. Let my own win the fight. Rather, let me pay. Let my people in Lagos enjoy. Let it remain us. But all these distractions of 2 naira difference between Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos price, is what can be worse. We have bought fuel in Nigeria at 1,500 naira in all the cities and the villages in Nigeria. Nobody complained. So when there is a new pump price and there are reduction, we welcome them. In fact, make it just let there be reduction. Let it be disparity in quality. We can manage it. All we are asking for, reduction in price of PMS, our refined petroleum product prices in Nigeria. Whichever way you do it, and however you want to disaggregate it over the cities and villages. we will accept. But let it be coming down. Along the line, you know, the water will find this level. Because in new economics, they say all things being equal. Charles, since you were born, has all things been equal?
Absolutely.
It can never be. So in fuel and oil and gas sector in Nigeria, all things cannot be equal because there are lies and deceptions. Even if things were struggling to be equal, the lies and deception of the practitioners will not allow it to be. So let it be for them, as Julius Caesar said, let it be for them. For Nigeria, the way we have laid our mat, we lie on it. But I'm saying, the man who used fake dollar to do Christmas, celebrate New Year Christmas for his mother-in-law, you know, the thing he give out, now he take back. Oh, yeah, fake dollar, balloon, okay, Christmas. Simple. War against fake drug is regional. Thank God we're in contact with the director of the Southeast region. By God's grace, he might be talking to us after I left this studio. He'll be, we're talking about Martin Mode.
Okay.
And he's the director of Southeast region of NAFDA. He's actually in the field. He's supposed to be in the new, but I'm feeling Aba. And when you talk about Aba is not wild west. Aba is fake east. Because there you can fake even a human being. The recent exposure of NAFDA for Aba, where they opened the market of drinks, I felt like regurgitating all I have taken since I was born. It means that I've been taking fake. Me that likes, you know, some of these spirits and all, you know, you understand? Some of these we used to escape from the hardship and hunger of Nigeria. When you take a thought of it, it can take you away for 1 or 2 hours away from thinking about. But now we find out that we've been taking fake. So meaning, now running away from the bad spirit and then meet a bad man, a wicked man. It's double wahala for Nigeria. How can a human being in the quest for money go in faking things you know that can kill people? I call it terrorism. So we have terror in Nigeria in different guises. But the one that has come to destroy, especially Southeast, is a fake drug. It's the big cartel. As of yesterday, the NAFDAC in the newspaper headline said over 1 trillion. 1 trillion naira. And I'll get, is this Nigerian money or, of course, Nigerian money is now one of the weakest. But then, even at that, 1 trillion. Meaning, that's what they think they have. They can imagine the ones they've not been able to. In their custody of fake drugs and the food products that they have captured. And it means we've been sitting on a keg of gunpowder. So we have hardship and hunger, we have a hike in prices. Original drug marketers have left Nigeria borders. So the Aba, our brothers and sisters in Aba, and Lagos, Onitsha, have taken over. Because nature abhors vacuum. So they are filling up the market, and we've been buying and consuming. No wonder people are dying. There are certain places in the cities you go where they are allowed to paste posters for. You will see how posters of human beings dying. That's people who can afford it. In some states, you pay to paste posters of dead people. So even in death, and in some states, even when you keep corpses in mortuary, you have to pay tax. So recently, a teaching hospital near where I'm staying released a report that they buried over 5,000 unclaimed corpses. So in Nigeria, some people that have gotten used to burying people in a big way, when people die, they go and deposit the corpse in the mortuaries. Over time, they could not pay for the cost of mortuaries, they abandon the corpse there. That's what is happening. So we need to review a lot of things. Absolutely. Review of electricity tariff. For Band A, B, one newspaper has skipped Band A because Band A is overburdened and released. So they were silent on it. But one other newspaper was quick to say Band A is also involved. Charles, this review, is it upward or downward? If it is upward, if it's upward, my brother, sister Ngozi, then you wait to see how it goes.
Power of gravity does not work with us here in Nigeria. whatever goes up comes down. For us, it doesn't come down ever.
I even wonder what has ever worked in Nigeria. Nigeria is a special country where we have to really go on our different galaxy because we are drawing the other countries of the world back. We need to stop this boss of the world. Nigeria should jump out and find their own location because we don't belong here. And that's about it. Hike. They've just settled. After several days of negotiation, the labor were able to pull the tariff in telecom down to 35%, and they shelved strike. The energy one that they've been talking muchi now crops up this morning. That the review, evidently upward, will come in band A, band C, band Z, up to Z. They stop counting because it's agriculture about we don't even know how many bands exist. It's what band they tell you that they exist and they review is what you hear. Nigeria is Chibo and Ozo. Every day, one day, one trouble. It's not it doesn't reach a week. If it gets to a week, we can manage. So hike in telecom to save jobs. Which jobs are you saving? You rob Peter to pay Paul. So you hike the price of telecom. We lose our own jobs. You send yours in telecom industry. Is it not wickedness? So why not let's balance it to save all the jobs? You save one job on one sector and the other ones in other sectors should sack and then go to hell. Who made the telecom industry the only industry in Nigeria, only sector? It is an absolute wickedness for them to say you hike price of tariff in telecom industry to save jobs.
How many percent of Nigerians are working?
Why other people who depend on telecom? I'm sure a lot of online businesses in Nigeria depend on data and telecom services. And how are they going to survive? Signature TV, for instance, I'm sure, is online TV and 24 hours is burning data and cost. And he has employees. Charles, you're an employee. So telecom industries, I don't want to mention their name to give them impetus because they are wicked. 240 million Nigerians cannot pay for whatever they want to go. They still insist on 35%, but they're not, instead of keeping quiet, they're not telling us you're saving job. You save your job, I lose mine. That's wickedness. We should be able to work together, save all the jobs.
Absolutely.
Obasa, dramatic return as the Speaker of Lagos State legendary House of Assembly. You know, it's always good for air to blow so that the people will see the nyash of a chicken. If what happened did not happen, now the people that have kowtowed quickly, because the Oga for a long time traveled, and then Miranda came, or is it Miranda, that came, they drank it, and now Obasa, who carries the coke, has come back. Then they are now talking from both sides of their mouth. They got confused. There is this guy farting. He will fart as a wine tapper on top of a pan. The flies will get confused. That's what the State House of Assembly in Lagos are majority, because they never expected that it was like Ebuo Obasa Esobiyoko. They dealt with Obasa and then suddenly, dramatically, Obasa returned. So they looked them in the face. It was like, even you? So is it what you would have done if I'm dead? That's how you would have celebrated me. So it's good. Some of this drama to happen so that you know who supports you. Yesterday I was saying about politics and sabotage in Nigeria. If you want to look at a country where sabotage is part of politics, look at Nigeria. If you are doing research, try Nigeria. I gave instances. It was when we were reviewing APC NEC, led by Ganduje, praising Tinubu. And I told you, what could they have said? They are saying what they should say. But that Tinubu, our dear president, should watch. It's not all a praise and worship that comes from NEC of it. It's not everybody there that loves him. If they love him, let them come in the open. I'm recommending that we start using, I'm not an Oezedibia, but if we want to swear, there is this potent way of swearing. It's almost like option F4 in a village. if I suspect Charles that you are not a good person, they say, okay, raise a 9-man committee who can stand behind you in a public space to say you are. If you can't raise up to them, you are what the community say you are. If you in every community that still does it, they will say there is this suspicion that you are a thief. He said, I'm not a thief. And okay, you are not a thief. Raise 9 men from this community that will stand behind you to say you are not. 9 men. It might sound easy, but when you try to raise 9 men that will stand by you to say you are not a thief, somebody will say, Charles, I would have stood by you, but I don't know recently, so I go. They will disappear like that. So, if all the people, what Obasa will do now, go to Lagos State House Assembly and said, 9 men who stand behind me, come out. Of course, you know what they will do. They will quickly jump back. And then the Miranda they've drank, they'll keep the bottle.
Prince Atiku called out the president, who is the Jagaban, who is a big man in Lagos politics, and said that he's been keeping quiet over this matter, and it's not, he doesn't think it's right. Do
you think he has been keeping quiet? Why did the Obasa dramatically return? Who gave the orders? And who is pulling the strings? Don't go into bedroom things to settle fight between husband and wife. Just take it the way you see it, because you can make insinuations. We are insinuating, and Atiku is also insinuating. If he has recognized that Jagaban is still the strong man of Lagos politics, it means all that happened in Lagos politics is still directly or indirectly referred to him. NLC chef strike settles for 35% hike. EFCC chair rejects 500 million naira gift during the mother's. The gift of 500, why is it? Somebody come in condolences in where I come from. When somebody come with envelope, he say condolence. You didn't reject. He was seeing what you are not seeing.
Absolutely, because I was going to ask, like, how did he know the amount?
How much?
They counted it. And they would have given it.
He counted it and then he rejected it.
They would write it in check. Probably you were expecting, if you want to eat a frog, you eat the one that is fat. And he felt maybe 500 million is not enough big for him to control to corruption. The Natasha and the Senate and all the Wahala, I have heard Ngozi saying there's a man and woman fight. Man and woman was not originally created for fight. It's when we start having people like Natasha and Ngozi that man, the eye tear from ear to ear. That's when the fight starts. But we have settled it. I say, Ebe Belu, go Belu. In case he be Ebena. Nkukwaya. Explain to them. Because it's not every time I sit here and I see use proverb and explain. Ebe Belu, go Belu. In case he be Ebena, Nkukwaya. But because I'm a good man, let the eagle perch. Let the kite perch. The one that said the other one will not perch, let in wing scatter. Now, what does that mean? Let the Senate President stay. Let Natasha stay. Let the Nigerian Senate organize and manage this crisis, because it's not giving good image to our Senate, the distinguished people at the Senate. They're all married. If they cannot manage a single Natasha, then they are not supposed to be there. Because as leaders, as my Bible tells me, if you want to be a bishop in a Christian church, you must be well married and living in good. So if the Senate President cannot manage Natasha, I'm not saying anything. No, I'm only saying that certain things are expected of his disposition and taste, which include managing the likes of Natasha at the Senate chambers. God bless Nigeria.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris Maduka, for your insights on the newspaper headlines and reviews. We're back shortly after this. Do stay with us.
Save Nature TV. News in your pocket.